Hey everybody, Chesapeake. Figured I'd do a little video on how I changed the rigging on my 11-foot old man winter tarp. I was using reflected and reflective shot cord loops here, and then reflected going off of it. But I switched over to Lineloc 3's and glow wire, and I added inline tensioners. I just straightened out. I just undid the shot cord loops I had up here and added them in line. And then I've just got a loop down here at the end to go to my stakes. I'm using spikes because I got a lot of roots here in the soil. So that's how I'm doing it now. It's a better shot. I just kind of repurposed the reflected and made some loops so I could lark's head it on. And then I just got a slippery half hitch here with some security. I've got, I believe these lengths here on the corners are 10 feet, so I can put it in parch mode. And then these here for the panel pulls are 12 feet. To give me plenty of length to get it pulled out. And then the middle here, I believe there's a 6 feet length. So I can still pitch it pretty wide if I need to, but not in porch mode. For the doors, instead of using hard line like I was before, I had the doors rigged the same way as all the pull outs and panel pulls before with the reflected and reflective shot cord. But what I did was I've got shot cord now, this lark's headed, and then it's doubled over, so it's just a loop. And I can just loop it right around there, and then when I want to get in, I don't have to trip over it and worry about it pulling and ripping the tarp. When I get in, I can just pull it out of the way, and it pulls out of the way real easy. And that way, if I trip over or something like that, I don't have to worry about it, ripping my tarp or anything like that. Here's this side. I don't have the panel pulls pulled out because I don't get in and out of this side on this side of the tarp because I'm using my XLC, and I get it in and out on the other side where the zipper is. But in high winds here, I'll get high winds off the water. So when I do get high winds, I can have these pulled out as well. I got the same thing on all the pull outs and the tie outs. Here's the door on this side. Same thing. Here's a better view of the tarp tensioner. And the loop there, just got a loop tied into the line. And then I got all this stuff from Hammock Gear. And I also got their 11-foot Xenon 1.1 tarp skin in coyote brown. It's got a draw cord on this end and a little pull tab there. Somewhere, there it is. Draw cord and pull tab. And I'm really liking the glow wire because it's nice and stiff and it doesn't knot very easily at all. So even if I don't have the lines wrapped up real neat like this, I can slide the skin across the tarp, and when I undo it, I don't have a bunch of knots and a big rat's nest to deal with, like when I was using the reflective shot cord. If I didn't wrap everything up neatly before I took it down and put it in my dry sack, or its stuff sack, and I just shoved it in there, when I got it out, the reflective shot cord would be a tangled mess. I mean, this is tangled a little bit. I'll probably change this, the way these are connected to all the grow green tabs. But for now, I mean, it works. I wish I had gotten these sewn on, but the tabs might be long enough to lark's head through, put it going up through the bottom and then looping it around, kind of like how I did these, but I haven't really tried it yet. So for now, it's working okay until I find a better idea or a better way to connect the line locks onto the grow green tabs. But I'm really liking this way a lot better than the way I had it rigged up before. So got plenty of room inside. So you can see the difference. This is with the panel pulls. It's kind of hard to see. And this is with it not. You can see the difference in the amount of room the panel pull adds. And you know, so when I get some high winds, I'll get these sides pulled out too, just so I have some extra strength in the tarp, because usually when I get high winds coming off the water, they're hitting, they're coming from this way and they're going to hit this side of the tarp. So, but you can see there really how much having those panel pulls adds. And I haven't had it in tarp mode yet, but with having so much extra line here, I'll be able to use my trekking poles, or if I'm out, on a hike or in the woods, I'll be able to tie it to a tree or something if I'm able to. Because before I was just using, like 6 feet lengths on all of them, and that just wasn't enough. Because I only got 50 feet when I ordered the Reflect It. But I got a 100-foot hank from Hammock Gear the other day when it came in the mail. Actually, it came in the mail yesterday. And I've got leftovers by doing 10 feet on all the corners and 12 feet on all the panel pulls, and then I believe it's 6 feet in the middle. And then, like I said, for the doors, I just used just regular shot cord that they sell, the 3/32, I believe it is. Not quite sure. And then just doubled it over and lark-setted it. There we go. To the tab there. Because I'm quite clumsy, so I needed the little bit extra give in the tarp, because I got a lot of wind here and it's still nylon and it gets wet and humid. So between the tarp getting wet and stretching and the wind and me being clumsy with the doors, I trip, and I just needed a lot of give in the system. So I think that gives it to me. And plus I wanted to have a weak point somewhere. So I didn't, when I put these tensioners on, I didn't pull them out all the way. They're only pulled out about 3/4 of the way. So as a weak point, if something's going to give, hopefully it'll be this point right here. And then when it does, I'll have all this extra line in the system to take some stress off of it, so I'm not popping stitches here or something like that, or the seams over this part. So hopefully, my goal is, or hopefully if something's going to give, it'll be this point right here. So hopefully that's the weak point in the whole system. But other than that, I'll give you a wide shot, and I'm liking it so far. That snakeskin is really nice. It fits the tarp perfectly, and I'm happy with it. I mean, I like the reflective shot cord and the Reflect It I got from Dutch before, but I'm really liking this way. It's just an upgrade, I think, and it's a lot easier for me. It's a lot easier to adjust from inside. Just got to pull on it, and that's it, and I could be inside the tarp and not have to worry about it. But because before, I had this shot cord, the reflective shot cord loop, which was this stuff here. I just straightened it out. There it is. I just straightened it out and used it as the tarp tensioner. But before, I had them into loops with a double fisherman's knot up here, and then I lark-setted the Reflect It to the shot cord loop, and then marlin spiked it to the stake. And if I wanted to, redo the tarp, or give it some more length, or tighten it up, I'd have to get out, redo the marlin spike, and and everything else like that. So this is a little bit easier, and doesn't knot. And like I said, it's still reflective, so at night I shine a light and the whole thing lights up. And I've even got the reflective shot cord here on my the pull out for my XLC, so I don't trip over that at night too. But actually, I only got it on this side. We need to add it to the other side. I've still got the stock cord on the other side, but other than that, there it is. There's a nice wide shot for you, and I'm really liking it. I also got a ECON pillow from Hammock Gear with the order that I'm really digging too. It's super comfortable. The ion fabric is a lot softer than I thought it was going to be, and of course it's got the 850 fill power down in it, and it's definitely going to be a must bring for every time I hang from now on when it gets cold. So that's how I'm rigging it now. Any questions, let me know. It's Chesapeake. And have a good one. Here's a shot of another beautiful day on the bay. See you later, guys.